Okay, so hopefully you brought your scheduling device, whatever you use to plan your time, whatever you use to to plan your time. So for me, that is part paper planner and part Google Calendar. I use my Google Calendar to function to actually time block, like I've showed you guys before, but my paper planner goes with me everywhere, and I've got notes and stuff like that in it as well. So really quickly, before we move forward into March, it is vital that you actually review what happened in February. And what I mean by review what happened in February, hopefully you wrote your goals down for February. Okay, we've been through this, like all of this, so many times. Actually, in fact, hopefully you have your yearly goals written down and then broken down into quarterly and monthly. So here we are at monthly goals, and go to wherever you wrote your February goals. I really want to encourage you, don't be discouraged. Don't any of that stuff whenever it comes to it. And we talked about it last week. When we get to the last week of the month, it's very easy to look at those goals that you wrote down for the beginning of the month, and if you're not close to it, be like, "Ooh, I didn't mean that. I meant this instead." Don't do that. Don't do that. And so go and look at your goals that you said that you wanted for February. I'm going to set the timer for about 3 or 4 minutes. Just look, actually at 2 or 3 minutes. Look at them. Be honest with yourself about, did you hit them? How close did you come? And why you didn't, if you didn't, and why you did, if you did. And we're going to have a couple of minutes to share. And I'm not going to share. I want you guys to share from what you find here. Okay. So I'm going to set the timer for a couple of minutes, and let's take an honest look at that. All right. So I would like to hear from one person that hit their goals and one person that missed their goals. And I want to hear some details, and I want to hear why you hit them, or why you didn't, and what you could do if you didn't, what you could do differently. Who wants to volunteer?
Mine's
I'll
kind
go.
of a mix. Me and Allison can both go. Mine's a little bit of a mix, because I did hit some goals and then others I didn't. I hit my consistent PSQV goal that I've kind of set for myself that I want to like consistently hit. And I got a new preferred customer, which was awesome. But I wanted 2 preferred customers, and I could have worked harder to get that second one. And I let life get in my way and kind of get me down, and I didn't work like I needed to. And then I had wanted to get going on those emails to my preferred customers, and I did not do that. So that's on my list for this week for sure, to do it no matter what, to get all that figured out. And because I want to add more, more value and connection with all my preferred customers. And yep.
I think that's good. About your consistent PSQV, is this a PSQV you've been hitting for a long time?
No, I've never been. I'm consistently inconsistent.
Okay.
But I want to consistently hit 1,500 or higher every month.
Okay.
Like that's just, and I don't always.
You used
like in December, I was like 600 something.
Yep.
So I just, yeah, that's something that I want to see like happen every single month.
Yep, it can happen.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I mean, that's of course
because it kind of died off. I mean, like the months when there are like really good specials, I've seen crazy numbers like for me.
Yeah.
But this month there was 2, and I mean it was like fighting to get stuff with that. So
I think you'll see a great improvement on the specials and things like that with the emails. So I'm excited for that for you. Mickey, what did you want to share?
I think it was Allison.
Oh, was?
No, it wasn't. Sorry. My bad.
Oh, me then? Okay, so mine's kind of like Becca's. It's a little mix.
Okay.
So PSQV, I met my highest month since I've ever worked with Rodan and Phil, so I'm so excited. But my goal for teammates was 1 for the month.
Okay.
I almost had her, but she wanted to wait until tax returns, which is this month. So I'm like, so I didn't hit that goal. My goal for new PCs, I had 4. I hit my 4. And then I was just calculating right now, like my PC reorders. I put on here for my monthly goal is 13, which is, I didn't get any close. I think I'm only at, I think I counted like at 6 or 7.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my monthly goal. I mean, it's
okay.
It's not bad.
No, it's don't move it. Whatever you do, don't move it. And really want to encourage you guys that are here and anybody that watches the replay, don't move your goal. It is one of the most detrimental things that I have ever done to my business. Patting myself on the back when I needed a kick in the butt. That even if you feel like that 13, is far away, is actually not that far away. Just keep doing what you're doing. And I know that you're like heavy looking for business partners right now. And I think that that's amazing. And I want you to keep that up. And I think that one thing that I'm sure that is talking to more, like, so you're talking about, the one person, make sure that you have way more than that in the funnel there. So that if she does not sign up this month, which is always a possibility, that there are so many other people that you're talking to that somebody else will join you instead. Make sense? I have a lot of months that I can like actually visually remember where people joined me in business and they were not the people that told me they were going to join me in business that month. Like straight up people, tax time is a great example. Everybody's going to join you at tax time. Okay. Everybody and their mother's going to join you at tax time. Maybe, but you'll be shocked who will join you. People that you don't, and that's why like this month, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. This month is important because people get money and you don't even know who's been watching you. And so make sure that your conversations are on point. Make sure you're asking for what you want there. So that's good. I think that that's awesome. I'm so excited about your best month ever. That's so cool. I love that. I love it. All right, let's move forward. what we want to do for this month is we want to now think about our goals for this month, okay? And so let's take just a minute, if you haven't already, and write down your goals for this month. I am literally just going to give us like a minute or a minute and a half. What I would love, for the sake of time, is if you will please, when you're done, please put done in the chat so we don't waste any time, okay? So like if you already have your goals done, just put done. We're not going to take the time to go totally over this next part. We go over it every week whenever we do this, but really give yourself an overview tonight as you are thinking about these goals that you just wrote down. Think about that GROW acronym. What are your goals? What is the reality? What obstacles do you already know are coming in March? And we're going to talk about that in a second. And what options do you have? Because whatever the reality is, there's going to be obstacles and there's going to be options that you have along the way. And then the most important question that you're asking yourself surrounding your goals is, what are you willing to do? Whatever you just wrote down on paper, what are you actually willing to do to hit those goals, okay? And so the question that you're going to be asking yourself all month, all year, as you're running for these goals, these things are important to you, is just, how am I going to get them done? That's it. Just, how am I going to get it done? This came up today. Okay, how am I going to get this done now, right? And you know, really, that's what we all, that's in one way or the other, that's what we all deal with. And what ends up happening is you made a goal and obstacles happen, and then you don't ask yourself the question, okay, how am I going to get it done? Instead, the obstacle comes up. You have no mental plan. You have no mental stamina. You know, you have nothing in the moment. And so when you've thought about this at the beginning of the month, when you're constantly thinking about this, you're only looking for the way to get it done. That's it. Does that make sense? Okay, so moving into the month, do you guys have, are you at a point in planning your months now where you have your priorities, where you know what is priority to you this month? Yes. Okay. So I'm not going to go over that in detail because we also do that every week. My 3 priorities, they don't change throughout the year unless something changes in my life. But right now, you know, I said they were priorities, and that means they're priorities. They don't flow in the wind like that. And so anchor to those as, you know, as we begin to do, you know, to do these next questions and the next work. So going into March, we ask ourselves, what's happening in the world? What's the mindset of our customer? What's going on in our life? Like all of those things. So as we begin to think about content and things like that, before we put in the things that can't be moved, let's think about March. What do we know is happening? Everybody's super excited about it, I think, but daylight savings is coming, okay? Spring break. People are thinking about spring break. I don't know what that looks like for you and in your area, but are people traveling? Are people off of school? Are you, like, do you have something going on in your life? Okay. Spring is coming. St. Patty's Day is coming up, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. And so think about what's going on in the world. What's the mindset of your customer? I'm going to talk about some neat posting ideas surrounding the mindset of your customer in just a second. And then also think about what's going on in your life. Do you have any specific birthdays or holidays or things like that? Any things that could become obstacles or things of that nature? You already know things like this are happening, and that's the point of this part. Is in March, these are the things we already know that are going on, that we can plan around, that we can incorporate in one way or another. These are things that everybody and their dog are thinking about, okay? Life does not stop for you at all. It doesn't stop for any of these things. It doesn't stop for any projects that you have going on. And one of the biggest mistakes that I have seen is compartmentalizing Rodan and Fields. I have my life and I also have this thing. If you put this thing deep in your life, in every part of it, then it goes with you everywhere that you go. It's just part of what you do. It's just part of who you are. And so through scheduling this way and thinking about what's going on in your life and what's going on in the world and things like that, then it's way easier to see how to incorporate Rodan and Fields and how to incorporate your business just into your day-to-day life. Does that make sense? Okay, questions about that at all? Okay, so we're going to talk about all those things in detail whenever we come to posting, because this is going to be a really fun month, okay? I didn't even mention what we know is going on in Rodan and Fields, and so that's what we're going to talk about next. Next, we're going to put down the things that can't be moved, okay? And in this section, this month, things that can't be moved involve March the 9th, okay? So if you've been living under a rock, we have a product launch on March the 9th, and it's supposedly huge, okay? And so let's take 3 to 4 minutes, open your March calendar, and go ahead and block off the things you know can't be moved. And you guys know we do this every week, okay? So you don't have to get real crazy about it. Do be crazy about this week, because this is your week planning as well. But this is appointments, this is JOB times, this is kids, sports and different practices, anything that can't be moved. If you're dedicated to Meetup Monday, it's Meetup Monday. If you have a different training going on somewhere, it's that. Whatever it is that can't be moved. It's also March the 9th, okay? Actually, as I say this, it's at 7 o'clock. Do we have that information yet? It's at 4 Pacific, which is
yeah.
7 Central, 8 Eastern. So just work that out for
No, they're only 2 hours difference.
Wait, really?
When is
Yeah.
daylight savings though?
Daylight savings is Sunday.
14th.
Oh, after. Then
It'll be
then it's
after.
at
Yeah.
6.
I'm sorry, not this Sunday. It's the next Sunday. So let me see here. Oh yeah, they are only 2. Okay, thank you. I always get jacked up on that. So that's 6 o'clock Central and then 7 o'clock Eastern. So make sure you put that down on there. I'm going to set the timer. Let's pop in the things that can't be moved, that we know we won't be able to do anything else during those times. For this one too, pop done on there if you get done. Oh, the 13th. You guys, if you've signed up for it, if you have signed up for it, and here's a note. If you can't be there live, please cancel your registration, because they'll send you a replay and they need an honest head count on who's going to be there. But the 13th is that Rise and Rally that, Who did it? Can't remember. Anyway, it's the full day virtual Rodan and Fields consultant thing that they're doing. So that would be, mark out that Saturday, because here's what, and I'm not anybody's boss, but here's what I hate to hear on the 13th from somebody who like knew this was going on. Oh man, we're going to the park that day. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? You're going to the park that day? Like, we've known that it was the 13th the whole time. You guys know what I mean? Like,
How long does it last? I guess I didn't realize how long it was.
so from my understanding, and anybody can unmute themselves and say, I thought that it was like a
9 to 2.
9
Yeah.
to 2. Okay.
It's 9 to 2, 10 to 3 Eastern time. And it's through that Eventbrite
yeah. Yep.
site.
Yeah, I signed up. I
sure.
just didn't realize it was like more than an hour. But
Yeah, it's
It's on my
like,
It's almost like how we used to go to the meetings in Nashville, Sarah.
yes, that's what I thought of too. It's
That's what
like,
it reminded me of.
it's like a mini convention. And so make preparations now for it to be a convention day. Let your family know, like tell your kids they're going to get to play video games all freaking day long that day. Like, you're just going to throw the iPad at them, you know? Hi. That's all. Do you guys need a few more minutes on that? I always think that this is interesting. February, I actually didn't have much to write down, but my March is packed with things that are like appointment based. And so I know already from looking at this that where some of my months are a little more casual, I'm going to have to be very purposeful about when I'm doing what, because I have goals set, and now I can see I got a lot of places to be at certain times, and so it's not going to be business as usual around here this during this month of March. So, all right, things that cannot be moved, check. Mindset of the customer, check. All right, posting ideas. This is fun. So it's March, and if you are struggling for content, we're going to go to nationaltoday.com in a second, but know that some really great posting ideas are summer's coming. It's getting warmer, right? Ask people if they have travel plans. Ask people when the last time was that they went to the beach. Ask people questions like that. Like, do you have anything coming up for spring break? I know that always gets really good traction, and I love to see where people are going and things like that. And so that's a post that I can get crazy engagement on, because people start talking to each other on stuff like that. Ask them if they have a tan. We have a tanning product, guys. Ask them questions surrounding things like that. Ask them where they buy their bathing suits. Back in the fall, we asked, one of the suggestions was ask them where they got their favorite pair of boots, right? Ask them where they got their favorite bathing suit. Ask questions like that. This week is also Read Across America week. And so ask people what their favorite Dr. Seuss book is. Like, ask them, hey, are your kids dressing up at school this week? Ask things like that. And then one of my favorite topics for March is always gardening. So asking people, what are you planting? Are you planting? Do you have a green thumb? Do you have a brown thumb? Like, what is it? And so really start to think about things like that when it comes to this month. It's going to make your posting and your engagement so much more simple. And honestly, I hate to use the word easy a lot, but so much easier as you go through this. Go ahead and jot some of those ideas down on different days and things like that. Do you have other ideas that come to mind whenever you think of March? You could ask people what
Normally there's like March Madness and all that kind of stuff.
we're doing a tournament. Ask them if they do something, like if they bet. Like, ask people if they like do things like that in their family. Brian came up with this really fun idea that we're going to be doing. Ask people what their favorite season is. Like the first day of spring is the 20th. Ask them, do you like spring? Do you have allergies? Like, ask people questions. Be genuinely curious about it. Ask people if they make a traditional St. Patty's Day dinner. Ask them if they like corned beef. People have strong opinions on that, guys. Okay? It's true. It's true. So those are some great posting ideas for March. We are not going to go through all of National today, but we are going to do it like we do every week, okay? So tomorrow is March the 2nd, and it's Dr. Seuss's birthday. It's also National Old Stuff Day, which I think is super cool. National Old Stuff Day, right? And then also it's National Egg McMuffin Day. You could absolutely use that in your stories. Do a poll like Egg McMuffin, like yay or nay, yum or gross, right? Then the 3rd is National Anthem Day. It is also National I Want You to Be Happy Day. Some of this stuff is so crazy every time I read it. And then the 3rd Wednesday is also National If Pets Had Thumbs Day. I think that would be fun if you put like, did you know it's National If Pets Had Thumbs Day? Do you have a pet? Or what's been your favorite pet throughout your life? People love to share about their animals. And I always think that it's really fun to hear about people's animals too. And it's also World Wildlife Day. March the 4th, Thursday, is National Grammar Day, and I'm going to celebrate the heck out of that one. And then also National Hug a GI Day. We have a military heavy team, and so I really hope that you will use that. National Hug a GI Day. March the 5th, Friday, is National Cheese Doodle Day, and I can absolutely get down with that. It is also National Day of Unplugging, which I think is awesome too. I think a really great question to ask would be, do you have specific social media boundaries? Do you have times when you unplug? Just different questions like that. I think that's a really good idea to do. Saturday the 6th is National Dentist Day, National Dress Day, and National Frozen Food Day, and National Oreo Cookie Day. And I feel like that should be celebrated.
Yum.
Yeah, you could ask people what their favorite Oreo is. So.
Or did you know that they make gluten-free Oreos now and Target has them only online but not in the stores?
Somebody brought them last week to our homeschool co-op, and I was like, oh, so good, right? March the 7th, next Sunday, is National Be Heard Day. I don't know what the story is behind that, but it looks like it could probably be pretty cool. And then also National Cereal Day. Do not miss that. Ask people what their favorite cereal is, and I would suggest to use that in your stories. You can use it in your stories by placing just like a box that says drop your favorite cereal. So people would have to actually like text it and type it. And then you could do like 7 or 8 this or that slides. And you could just find a picture of the cereals and, Apple Jacks or Cinnamon Toast Crunch, this or that. And the more they interact with your posts, the more they're going to see them, right? So that's a really good one. So those are some posting ideas when it comes to non-Rodan and Fields things. Really, this month is chock full of stuff. There's no reason you guys should be showing up consistently on social media, and there's no reason that you shouldn't use the month of March to up your social media engagement. Truly, truly, truly. There's so many neat things to play with here, okay? Hold on. Okay, so let's talk really quickly about what's coming on the 9th, okay? And so I don't know anything. I don't have any insider scoop, okay? But what I do have is a brain that I put to use, and I also have 6 years of time built up here. And so I did something, and I put it in the chat, so you guys may have done it too, okay? And so I feel very confident telling you guys that what's coming has something to do with spots. We lost Reverse Lightning last year, okay? And we know that they have things coming down the pipeline. We know that that's a big thing that we hear. We should have known the minute that we lost Reverse Lightning that they had something better coming, okay? And so the RFXers already have their products and they use the hashtag. Multiple of them have used the hashtag saying, we've got a spot for you, capitalizing the word spot. I also got a tip a few years ago from a friend, and she said that when a new product comes out, I should always go to the US patent site, because our products are proprietary. Like they're ours. They file for a patent on these things. And so I did some digging. Natasha did some digging. Becca did some, we did some digging. Okay. And they have patents as recently as a couple of months ago for reverse items, for getting rid of spots. Okay. And so I do not know what this item is or what it looks like or what it specifically does, or I don't know any of that stuff. But I do know that I feel very confident telling you that for the next 9 days, you need to be preparing your audience and asking questions like, do you struggle with hyperpigmentation? Do you wish you had something to even your skin tone? Like, ask these questions. Your preferred customer groups, your VIP skincare groups, put a poll in there and say, if you had a product that could do this, would you be interested in it? Okay. Don't make any promises that you can't keep because we don't know the details here. Do be showing before and afters of reverse. Do be showing before and afters of people getting their glow back, those type of things. We can set our market up. And what's really cool about this is that with those posting topics that I just talked about, I'm not kidding. March is a gold mine. Okay. There are so many things to make your post interactive, to make them seeable and likable and laughable, and all of them. Like, people can know, like, and trust you, your online presence. And then also, as you are asking for ways that you can help them in these other things and showing them examples of this is what it does, and asking them great questions. Not to mention, between now and the 9th, if just so happens that you have been asleep, I would wake up now and start writing people and start being in community with people. I would start getting in your stories and actually replying. Don't just hit the hearts and stuff. Actually reply to them. Be in conversation with people now, because you cannot expect to just show up on the 9th through whatever and be like, hey, got this new product, come buy it from me. Like, you might have a little bit of luck. It's happened, right? You might have a little bit of luck, but probably not. Because your market has to know, like, and trust you. They just have to. Nobody cares about what you're selling. They have to know that you care about them, and they have to know that you're someone that they can trust, right? The products that we sell are amazing, and everybody can use them, and everybody should want to use them, right? We're biased, but we know this. But somebody could desperately need our product and not want to buy it from us if we're not doing it right. And so now you need to be priming your audience, okay? So that when it does come out on the 9th, you're ready. We'll talk about this briefly. Probably going to talk about this on the team page where it's available to everyone for whatever, but about pre-product launch practices. And I'm going to encourage you guys now, when the product launches on the 9th, and I'll talk about it again, but when the product launches on the 9th, please, I beg of you, do not be a Rodan & Fields robot. For your own business, don't do it. Don't just copy and paste everything that you see out there. Don't get that frantic panic feeling like, oh my gosh, I have to get it out. I have to get it out. I have to get it out. Remember that the audience that we're actually talking to through here, they don't know what we do. They don't know the terms. They don't know some of these fancy words, and they don't care either. They just want to know. Oh, yes, take an excited face selfie. Like, take pictures now. Do this kind of stuff now to prep, and share it via social media with real people words, with real people excitement, sharing how it can help the people out there. I did it in my first years in business. I did it until I didn't know not to. And now I look back at some of the stuff that I posted, like in a launch, and it's absolutely cringy because I'm like, oh my gosh, like no wonder I never had really great sales on a product launch, because those words didn't mean anything to anybody. They meant something to me, and I was really proud of my Rodan and Fields post, but to the average person that we're trying to reach, it didn't mean anything. That didn't make any sense to them, right? And so really think about that. Does that make sense to you guys? Yeah. Suggestions, ideas, boomerangs, amen.
I'm very excited and have like 8 ideas in my head. So like I feel like I have something to do every day.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I have to revamp my week from what you just told me. That's why I was trying to do it like right now.
Good for you. Mickey, you have incredible ideas. I would love it is if you would share those ideas in the chat, and you do that actually a ton, but specifically now as you have ideas coming to you, like maybe after you execute one, just be like, hey, this is my idea. It worked out really well for me or whatever. The abundant hearts and just the abundancy of this team blows me away constantly. And I hope you guys never stop it, because none of us know everything, and none of us could ever have as many great ideas as you are doing. My goodness. Wow. Yeah, a poll. Absolutely. Somebody, yeah, I'm going to copy in. Ooh, yes. Share the personal reverse testimony if you already have one. Oh, I love this. That's all so good. Absolutely. So take that to heart, and more than that, put it into practice. Show up better than you could ever imagine. In fact, like, take a minute as this is all going on this month, because again, I also think that we're probably getting the new regimens relatively soon too. Okay. And so really take a minute to close your eyes and visualize, not now, like over the next few days as you're going to bed at night. These times when you're alone, shower meditation, it's a thing. It's super good. Close your eyes and visualize who you want to show up as. Who do you want to be as a consultant when these products launch? Be that person. Like really think about it and show up as that person. Don't be scared of it, because sometimes it can be really scary to show up as like our highest selves. It can be scary to step into your greatness like that. And it can sound cheesy, but it's not. Don't be scared of it. Or even if you are scared of it, put your feet in the footsteps anyway, one in front of the other. Okay?
I feel like, do you think, because I know they said the rest of the new regimens are coming out the first half of the year, and I don't know if they're planning on releasing the next 3 like, all at the same time, but I feel like if they're coming out with a new reverse product of some type or tool or whatever it's going to be, that like this would be a great month for them to release the new reverse too. So like I kind of feel like,
yeah. Well, I remember vividly that they said that they were releasing them in the first quarter,
mm-hmm.
and it is the last month of the first quarter. So that's all I know. Okay.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not kidding. Build your teams. Like, do you want to sell a ton of this product, or do you want to also have a lot of people helping you distribute this product? It makes so much sense. This is a time where it's not overkill. Like, it's not hype. It's not anything. Like, we're about to have our hands on something really good. You can get paid off of what you sell of it, and that's wonderful. Or you can get paid off of what you and the people you shared this business with do it. And I don't talk about the money aspect of this a lot, and I don't talk about getting paid off of stuff a lot, but let's get real about it. That we build paychecks for whatever the higher reason is that we want it. This is the time to build your team. And mark my words, if you don't do it, somebody else is. There's something that used to go around, and it said something like, if you don't do it, somebody you know will. But it's true. If you don't do it, I promise you, people around you, they're hustling, and you don't even know it, right? Don't let somebody out hustle you whenever it comes to this. Don't turn around 6 months from now and be like, oh man, I really wish I'd done whatever. you can you can do it, and this is the month to do it. Okay, this is the month to do it. Like high PSQV stuff should be smashed. Expect to spend money this month, by the way. Flasher, expect to spend money, but also expect to get paid. You know, and that's the thing. That's the thing. That $50 bonus for new consultants joining with a 300 SV VIP box, that's still in play. It's still in play, okay? All right, let's move forward. That really takes care of posting ideas, video ideas, all that kind of stuff, okay? You want to show up and make coffee online like I did, show up and do something so that you are visible to your audience, okay? So the next question is going to be the last one before we move into actually blocking out our time. The question is, what are you inviting people to? And you will see this on the team page soon. But for me, this week I have a customer hosting something for me on Thursday, and so that's wonderful. I'm hoping to get some new PCs out of that. I really recommend you digging into your PCs and asking if they are willing to host something for you, okay? Also, on the 15th, we will not have a traditional Meetup Monday. On the 15th, we will have a team event that we have done for the past few years called Don't Leave Your Life to Luck, and it's going to be a recruiting event. And I'm going to be asking some of you that are on here now to share your story, and you are going to be inviting your prospects to come and hear multiple stories. The stories will be between 3 to 5 minutes long. Okay, they will not be long, maybe 6 or 7. Okay, we know sometimes it gets long-winded. All right, but they will not be long, and they will be multiple stories of people on our team. This one will be housed inside of a Facebook group so that it lives forever, and you can add the people to it and they can go and watch. You can tag them underneath the story that you think would resonate most with them, but that will be on the 15th of this month, okay? So there will be no traditional Meetup Monday. It will be a huge recruiting event. So again, as if you didn't have enough reason already to be building your teams and talking to people about doing business with you for themselves. Yes, ma'am.
Are we canceling book club that night as well?
I think that we should. And I think it, oh no, I'm wrong. Let's talk about that later. Let's talk about that later. Because we actually don't have to. As long as one of us is not going live during that hour, we're good to go. Okay. I hadn't even thought about that actually, because I don't think it'll be bothered at all. It's going to be just like the last ones have, where it'll be like a chunk of hours, you know, and people will go live. Honestly, this time I'd like for people to go live maybe every 15 minutes, but I may keep it to every 30 like we had done before, but just kind of stay tuned on that, because that should be the last night of our book club for the book that we're reading, and I kind of don't want to mess that up. So let's plan on it being the same, and I'll just make sure when I schedule things that none of us are speaking during that hour. Okay. Good. Okay.
Is it gonna be, so the Don't Leave Your Life to Luck go live, that's between the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, or between 8 and 9?
No, it will be a longer time period, and I'll put the details on the page. It's just, we won't have Meetup Monday that night because we should all be busy talking to our prospects and following up and things of that nature. And so there won't be a need for Meetup Monday, because there'll be other things going on. Oh, inviting people. Okay, so there is that when it comes to things to invite people to, but also it should go without saying, with a new product coming out, you need to have something on your calendar. And Mandy's muted on here, but my friend Mandy's on here, and she and I are going to be talking tomorrow about hosting together something large for our teams. And so stay tuned. Mandy, I don't know how many ideas you have, but I have so many ideas swirling around in my head. It's crazy. So I would like to put something on for the team in terms of the new product release. But again, like I said a few months ago, don't wait on me. Not just don't wait on me, but you need to have your own. So you can be sure that even though I'm hosting an event for the team, I will also have my own personal event. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay. And this is a wonderful time to ask somebody to host one for you. Okay. So let's take a few minutes. Oh, Mandy, I'm so excited too. Oh my gosh. Let's take a few minutes and I want you to look at your calendar. I want you to go ahead and, mark on the 15th that we're going to have a recruiting event. So, you can be doing that. And you don't have to have the theme. You don't have to have any details, but I want you to mark out the time that you see on your calendar that you are hosting an event. Okay. Let's take a couple of minutes and do that. When you're done, then write done and don't lie to yourself. Put something real on the calendar that you plan on showing up for. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Hey, Abby, will you go get me a pencil with an eraser, please?
Wait, can you look in those things?
It's not.
Wait, don't you have your pencil there?
No erasers. All right. I want to encourage you guys. I know Trisha's team, she's doing something with you guys every Thursday night, and I think it's amazing. I'm so pumped for you guys about that. If you are not on her team and you do not have that to invite to, I really want to encourage you to pick up this ladies and lattes thing that I'm doing. It has been a wonderful reason to reach out. Nobody showed up on Saturday. I was telling Becca Parker the other day that that's half my fault because I didn't start inviting until Friday. Oops. But I established that that's something that I'm going to be doing. Like I actually marketed for it just fine. It was me that got behind on the stuff that was important to me. But what's really cool is that I had 3 open conversations, and one serious one was somebody who's really been looking at the business for a while. None of them could come on Saturday morning, and that's okay. But I've been able to establish that that's something that I'm going to be doing. So my market can expect to see this from me over and over and over and over. And I'll probably do it for the next 3 months to see how it works out, because that's what I generally do. It allowed me to invite people and be in conversation with people about it. So if you're not on her team and you don't have that to invite to on Thursday night, I really encourage you. Ladies and lattes, it's so simple. All you do is show up on Zoom. I will tell you that I am working on a PowerPoint slide for it. I have some Google slides that I got from another leader, and it's really cool. Actually, No, when we're done with the recording, if you're interested, I'll show it to you. It's really cool. It just needs to be updated a little bit because I don't like some of the things that are in it. But anyway, super easy. Just show up and have conversations with people about the business. That's really it. So I want to encourage you to do that. I hope that you were able to put an event down on your calendar. If you are someone that struggles with, oh my gosh, what do I do? Please just reach out to your upline or me personally, and we'll help you somehow work through the creative blocks and things that you might have. There's plenty of events out there that can be done. And honestly, at the end of the day, an event is just getting a bunch of people together and sharing some really cool information with them and finding out how you can help them with that information. So less is more whenever it comes to any event that you do. All right, so we have 7 minutes left, and hopefully you have written down some posting ideas. You have written down an event. You have written down plenty of things that you wrote down your goals, right? And so right now we're going to take the next 6 or 7 minutes. We are going to open it to the week, and we are going to time block the things. So you need to time block. If you planned an event for this week, you need to time block some time to prepare for that. You need to time block some time to invite to that. You need to time block time to get your posts together. If that's something that stresses you out often, don't let it stress you out. Just do a 15-minute time block and pre-type out your post, or organize ones that you have saved, ready to go. This one goes on this day. This one goes on this day. For me, actually, all I do is I write what I'm posting about down on the day, and I have a ton of saved and recycled posts and things like that. Unless it's an original thought that I have, and then I'll write that down somewhere or type it up in my notes. There, boom, done. Take some selfies on a day that you get ready this week, all that kind of stuff. Time block. Here's the thing. If you have a stupidly busy life and week, the only thing that you need to time block is when you're going to be inviting people to what. Whether it's an event, or it's to take your solution tool, or it's to look at the business, right? If that's the only thing that you get in your time block, if you have teeny little 15-minute time blocks in your day this week, that's what you need to time block, okay? Because nothing else is going to happen unless you're actually talking to people. So let's take a few minutes and let's time block those things. If you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I've almost done mine already, and so. One of the things I didn't mention that I believe is very important in this first week of the month, please time block time to reach out to your customers that are up for reorder. Please don't wait until 3 days before their order or 5, please don't wait until then. Take some stress off of yourself and go ahead and do that in the first week of the month. Go ahead and let them know something is coming. Can I add you to my list? go ahead and get people excited about that. Okay. Okay, guys, it's 9 o'clock. I have a few more minutes. Does anybody have anything that they want to share from their planning that they think would be helpful to anyone else?
I will say what I try to do on every day on my calendar is at 7 o'clock in the morning, like that's the first thing that pops up, is why I love Rodan Fields.
Uh-huh.
So when I see that first thing in the morning, it jump starts, I guess, my day with what I have planned. So I just wanted to say, like, if you guys have something that recharges you or jump starts you,
Yeah.
Stick with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When you look at March, and we actually didn't talk about this, shame on me, but when you look at March, I really hope that you have time built in there for you. For me, that Rise and Rally Day, I'm really excited about that. That's a day that I plan on my cup becoming full again. And then I have a couple other little things on here that I'm really excited about. So I hope that you have something to look forward to in your life on there. I hope you have date nights with a spouse or a significant other or a child or anything. I hope that you have those things on there, because if you don't put them on there, they're not going to happen. Very, very, very unlikely that they're going to happen. And those things are important. And you can't show up good in business if you're not full. I mean, you can for a little bit, but really, it's that analogy of the cup spilling over. I like that. I will share something that helps me in my organizational brain is as we do those beginning things, I make a running list of like odds and ends of like to-dos, if you will. I make a running list, and then when it comes time to time block them, I take this list and I put them in the time blocks, because it can be very easy to overthink what you actually have to do to run this business. We think, oh, we have so much to do, blah, 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 right? You will be shocked at how much time it actually takes to execute the things that build your business. A lot of times I actually find myself with a shorter list going, maybe I should make up some more stuff to do, right? Like, no, that's not true. I do this for freedom. I don't need to make up anything else to do. I need to sit down, do the stuff that's actually important to build my list, and then go live my life, right? That's the key to time blocking. It's to give you more freedom, more and more and more freedom. So I'm going to stop the recording.